Good afternoon. My name is Jarrod Glandt. I'm the Vice President of Sales for Cardone Training Technologies, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of the new updates we've just pushed live for our platform, Cardone On Demand. So again, we've recently made some updates, some changes, and we're bringing these updates and changes to you via this Google Hangout webinar, and this is going to be the first of a series of webinars where we're going to start breaking apart the platform piece by piece and showing you what you can do to get the most out of Cardone On Demand. So I'm going to go ahead and log into the platform here. So all the main changes that we've done to the platform so far have come in the form of the training center. So the training center is basically the library of content that we have, and it holds upwards of 1,150 segments of video-based content and about 85 hours of audio programs. And I'm going to cover to you some new video content that we've recently put together, and also I'm going to go through all of the audio programs that we've put together as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pop into the training center here now. And what you're going to see is a different view than you've been accustomed to seeing. You're going to see quite a few more options here. So what I want to do is I want to go into each one and basically just break down what it is. First and foremost, we have our full curriculum available here in position 1. Now, this is basically all of the content and information that you used to have when you clicked on the training center. So you still have full access to the content through the full curriculum. As you move over to the right, you start seeing some certifications. Now, this is a new feature that we added because we want you to be able to go through, graduate through our material, and get certified. So upon completing each one of these certification paths, you're actually going to have the ability to get basic, beginner, intermediate, advanced, and then finally master level certified. You'll be able to print out a certificate with your name, with our logo, and Grant's signature on it. So very valuable there, and I'm going to explain kind of what's in each of the certification paths so you have a better understanding of what it's going to take to reach that master level. Now, one thing that I do want to preface this with is any content that you view out of this full curriculum will not count towards any of your certifications. Okay, so if let's say I have an issue with handling a down payment phone call and I want to go rewatch the segment under full curriculum in phones and BDC, and specifically we were talking about a financing question, down payment call. When I clicked on resume training for the segment of content, after I go through, I can print the PDF if I'd like. After I go through and watch the segment of content, upon successfully passing the test, that will not give me credit toward my basic, beginner, intermediate, advanced, or master level certification. Okay, it's basically just giving you access to the content when you need it. The certification paths are going to require you to go through different pieces of information at different points in time as you move through the progression. So our basic certification is going to be our fundamentals of selling course. Okay, this is the most non-fundamental things that you need to know about sales. And what I mean by that is, you know, by fundamental, you probably think elementary, first grade, crawling instead of running. And truthfully, this content here is some of the most valuable information in the platform because this is what you build your foundation on. This is what you grow from. This is the free throw that LeBron James goes to shoot, or the 5-iron that Tiger Woods goes back and practice swinging at every day. So the fundamentals of selling is basically everything you need to know to be successful in sales before you start selling a specific product or service or working in a specific industry. So that's our basic certification. When you move on to beginner certification, we're going to ask that you duplicate the fundamentals of selling. Okay, I know you've just gone through it, but it's extremely important. People learn through repetition. They learn through duplication of content. Statistics show that you're going to retain less than 10% of the information that's communicated to you at any given point in time. But if you repeat the information 8 times, your retention will go up to 62%. Now, you have to view retention of information as increased profit and increased volume. It's showing that you can demonstrate a higher level of proficiency in executing with our information in front of a customer. Okay, So we're going to start you at fundamentals of selling, and then we're going to move through prospecting strategies. These are the two most important things as a salesperson that you need to understand. You need to understand first the fundamentals and how you need to act and operate to be successful as a salesperson, and then prospecting should be your primary activity every day. Your primary activity every day should be filling a pipeline. Number one reason businesses fail is because they don't put out enough product into the marketplace in order to sustain their business. The number one reason why you will fail as a salesperson is because you don't have enough people to sell to. So our prospecting strategies course is going to go through everything that you need to know so that you're not relying on any advertisement from your organization, and you actually can go out. We identify your warm market calls, okay, people you know, people you've done business with, your power base, orphan owners, people who came in to purchase but did not convert. We're going to identify all these people that you can call, and then we're going to tell you how that phone call sounds, okay? The reason most people don't prospect is not because they're lazy. The reason most people don't prospect is because they don't know how to do it. So we're going to cover all their prospecting strategies in this piece of the program. Next, you're going to see automotive sales training for new hires. Again, this is not an elementary course, okay? We're talking about what you need to do to be successful in selling in the automotive industry. There's 20 lessons here. This is from a live seminar. So this is very different from Grant shooting a 3-minute video where he's talking about one specific thing. We've broken this 8-hour audio program into 20 lessons, and there's a workbook that you can actually go out and print out and download so that you can take notes along. Okay. The reason we want you listening to the audio as well is because people learn different ways. You learn visually, you learn with your auditory senses, and then you learn by actually doing. So you want to make sure that you're watching the content, you're listening to the content, and then you're actually taking notes while you're going through the information. The next certification level that we have is going to be our intermediate certification. This is when we introduce the road to the sale, closing the deal, phones and BDC, and then Grant Cardone Live. The road to the sale is where we start breaking down the steps to the sales process. Okay, we handle from the greeting through the write-up. Okay, we break the closeout into its own category, and we teach that as a separate subject. Selling and closing are two completely different things. It's like chocolate and vanilla ice cream, two very different things. So road to the sale is going to cover everything that leads up to that write-up, the greeting, what you need to know about your attitude, what is the road to the sale, how to be successful in fact-finding or your discovery or your pre-appraisal phase of the deal, okay? How to present the product effectively, and then how to get more people on paper. Closing the deal is where we move into that final step of the transaction, the step where a lot of people get uncomfortable, and I'm going to tell you that the uncomfortability in the close comes from your lack of preparation. It comes from your lack of knowledge, your ability to know, K-N-O-W, how to successfully handle objections. And what we do in our closing the deal module is we equip you with everything you need to know to be more confident in the close. Because if you knew that every customer that you talked to was going to buy something, if you knew that every customer you made an outbound phone call to was going to buy something, you'd probably talk to a lot more customers because you knew and were confident of the outcome. Okay? So knowledge leads to confidence. Confidence leads to motivation, and motivation ultimately will inspire action and your ability to go out and do something. But it all starts with that knowledge, K-N-O-W. You got to know so you don't get no's, N-O's. So phones and BDC is where we're going to start introducing our incoming inbound reaches into the dealership. We have 30 different scripts on how to handle any incoming inquiry into the store, whether it's an appraisal call, a down payment call, maybe somebody has questions about price or payments, or possibly even on an advertisement that's been ran. So we handle all incoming inquiries into the organization, and then we end with Grant Cardone Live. Okay, this is an intermediate audio program. This is a bit more advanced in the strategies and techniques that we cover in this program. I would say are college level. So you definitely don't want to start there. And as a side note, that's probably one of the most entertaining audio programs that Grant's ever shot. It's really funny, very engaging. But again, we're hitting you with the content in different ways. You're watching it, you're listening to it, and then again, you want to be sure that you're taking notes as you go through this. Next step of certification is going to be advanced certification, okay? For advanced certification, you're going to have to go through all of the content in the system. So we're going to start with the fundamentals. This will be the third time going through the fundamentals. Remember, people learn through repetition and duplication of information, not just by watching a video once. Road to the sale for the second time. closing the deal for the second time, phones and BDC for the second time, prospecting strategies once again, and then we're going to introduce automotive classics. This is some of our most advanced content in the system. There's a module in here for negotiations that I promise you is worth 3 or 4 more deals every month to you and $200 more in every car deal. After that, we cover 100 ways to stay motivated, and as a salesperson, motivation's probably one of your most lethal weapons that you can have, because if you're excited and you got a great attitude, people are actually going to pay you more money for that. So what we want to do is, assuming you're like most salespeople and you close 20% of your deals, that means 8 out of 10 people are telling you no. And all that rejection and all that negativity, it can bring you down. You go 3, 4, 5 days without selling something, it can bring you down. So we want to make sure that you have information here that will help you get re-inspired and re-motivated so that you can go out and produce. Next, we have the top traits of great salespeople. And this is a course that at 26 years old, when I came to work for Grant, I really needed to see. I needed to see what it took to be successful, because I didn't have anybody growing up that said this is exactly what you need to do if you want to be a multimillionaire. If you want to achieve massive levels of success, this is exactly what you need to do. Nobody ever told that to me, and when I was communicating that with Grant, he said, hey, that'd be a great course. So there's 68 traits of successful people here. Okay, this is 68 traits of things that you can do and apply on a daily basis that will guarantee your success. After the top traits of great salespeople, we start going through audio programs. Again, we want to get you multiple ways of consuming the information. So we have the Sell or Be Sold audio book. There's 27 lessons in this course. It's about 11 hours. All of the audio content can be streamed from your cell phone, in your car, if you have headphones, if you have Bluetooth, if you have an auxiliary port. Any place you have internet access, from a smartphone, from a tablet, or from a PC, you can access any of this content. The Closer Survival Guide is going to, again, address the close of the transaction in audio form. If You're Not First, You're Last is a course that digs a bit deeper into prospecting and really going out and dominating your market. Like, when we say if you're not first, you're last, we're not talking about a race. We're talking about, are you going to be first in the customer's mind when they're ready to make a decision? So somebody comes in and doesn't buy from you. 6 months from now, when they're ready, are you going to be the one that they think of, or are you going to be less than memorable with your experience and the way that you handle the customer? And then finally, we've got the 10X rule for our book audio programs, our audio books, and this is one of our most powerful programs that we've ever created. It's changing people's lives. It takes people and pours gas on that fire. No matter how big that fire is right now, or no matter how small that is, this program will light a fire so big, people from all around you will come around to see what's going on. So very, very powerful, life-changing content there. And then finally, how to earn $250,000 a year in automotive sales. An 8-hour automotive program, our most advanced automotive program, on what you can do, not just to make it, not just to be average, not just to keep your manager happy, but what you can do to go out, make this a career for you, and a career that pays a lot of money. I have a sales guy at a client of mine, sells 65 cars a month. He's going to make $450,000 this year in the automobile industry, selling cars, not managing, and he has a Lamborghini in his driveway. People are out there doing it. Okay, you just got to skill up. You got to know what you're doing, and all of the content in the certification paths that we've put together will graduate you through the material in a way to prepare you on how to crack one really big in business. Our final level certification is master level certification. So once you've completed each of the preceding certification courses, you qualify to be master level certified. Now, to qualify for the final step of the master certification, you're first going to be asked to take a 100-question multiple choice test that's going to present you with different selling scenarios. If you can pass that test with an 85% or higher, you will move on to the final step of master certification, which is a live phone call with one of the representatives from Cardone Training Technologies, where we're going to give you a timed test and present you with 20 different sales scenarios. You're going to be graded on your responses as well as the overall time that it takes you to complete the test. Okay, very few people will get master level certified. This is going to be something very valuable. It's going to be something that you'll be able to take with you wherever you go. Okay, and it's going to show you. It's going to put the Cardone stamp of approval on you. So wherever you go, people know what to expect. So if you're just tuning in, we're covering our certification pass. It's a new feature that we've built into the platform, basically graduating you through different levels of content. We covered how repetition is going to be the key for success of this program. If you don't want your production to change, you just want this to be a waste of 10 minutes of your day, all you need to do is log in, watch 2 videos a day, and do nothing else. If you want this to change your life, 4 segments is going to be the absolute minimum. 4 segments, make it a part of your day, 2 segments in the morning, 2 segments in the afternoon, be engaged, take notes, listen to the audio programs, role play with other salespeople in your office, call our office if nobody will role play with you, we'll help you out. Okay, we're here to help you succeed with this, okay? So whatever we got to do, we're there. You just got to raise your hand and let us know that you want more help, and we'll get you there. So I did want to cover a couple extra things that we have in the program here. Quick Fix Solutions. This is one of the most powerful selling tools in automotive today. It's a quick reference solution tool that will give you the answer to over 315 sales scenarios when the customer says no. That does not require you to give up any money in the deal. Imagine if you could handle any objection a customer had. How would your production, confidence, and your paycheck change? Okay? I'm going to dig a bit more into this topic in the next webinar, so you want to make sure that if this is your first time watching, you're around next time. If you got other people you work with and you think that they could benefit from this content, make sure to let them know. We're going to be doing a series of these to help you get more out of this program. Our interactive role play piece has a couple pieces that we have active in both in production. The practice drills piece is going to, again, it's going to simulate sales scenarios. It's going to be multiple choice, and it's timed, okay? If you can get all 10 of these right, you're on your way to making $250,000 a year selling cars. If you can answer each one of these questions correctly, you're doing good. The phone simulation is in production right now. It should be pushed live within the next week, and it's going to be a live interactive phone call where you're going to have to take an incoming phone call and navigate your way through that call successfully. The books on demand, this is going to give you direct access to all of the audiobooks that we covered when we were going through the certification paths, as well as the live seminars. So there's 8 different audio programs in here. Again, you're looking at about 85 hours of audio. So if you listen to an hour of content every day just from the audio programs, that's going to take you almost 3 months to get through. So there's a lot of data there. If you were to purchase all of those programs alone at retail pricing, you'd probably be looking at about $3,500 in expense there. So a lot of value there. Inspirations from Grant is going to be a direct link to one of our most famous YouTube video series where Grant actually goes through and addresses current events, things that are happening in business, things that are happening in the economy, and basically puts it in layman's terms for what that means for you. What does it mean when Kim Kardashian goes out and does $25 million a year and she doesn't have a product? What does it mean if Russia invades Ukraine for you selling cars in Iowa? Okay, so what do all these things that are happening in the news, because you know the news is always putting their spin on it, they've got their own agendas. What does that all mean for me, and how can I make more money using that information? Okay, how can I use the news to help me make more money instead of using the news as blues to keep me down? Okay, so finally we got we're in production on the Cardone live events. And this is going to be live keynote presentations that's Grant's given. These have never been put public before. High impact content, 60 to 90 minutes of Grant addressing different areas from selling, closing, prospecting, success, finance, creating wealth, and again, how to dominate your market. Okay? So again, the training center has been completely relayed out. None of the content that you view in full curriculum will count towards your certification. Basic, beginner, intermediate, and advanced level certifications must all be complete prior to you being able to qualify to take master certification. Our interactive role plays are going to present you with live selling scenarios that you'll have to answer multiple choice questions to get through. The books on demand piece of the program is going to give you access to 85 hours of Grant that you can listen to when you're in traffic, if you're at home on the weekend, in the gym, okay? And then finally, the Cardone live events is going to be keynote presentations from Grant that you'll have access to. So we're going to wrap up the call here, but before I do, I want to make sure that that you all know that this is not the only place that you can come to connect with us. Cardone On Demand is one of many resources that we have available to you to help you out. People always call and ask, hey, how can I use Facebook to make money? How can I use Twitter to grow my brand? What do I make out of YouTube or Instagram? How do I use these social platforms? Okay, you need to follow Grant in each one of those, because we are the example of how to use YouTube. We are the example of how to use Facebook. We are the example of how to use Twitter. We went from no accounts in social 2.5 years ago to having almost 1 million people following us, okay? So it's youtube.com/Grant Cardone. Subscribe to the channel. You're going to get updates. Anytime we post something new, you're going to get it posted. We do 4 radio shows a week on that YouTube page. They're all success, relationship, business, economy, how you can really break out of the pack. Facebook.com/Cardone Success. Again, you want to know how to use Facebook to grow a base and grow awareness about what you do. Follow Grant, Facebook.com/Cardone Success. Follow his model. And then finally, our Twitter account, it's at Grant Cardone. Follow him at Twitter, at Grant Cardone. We post probably 35, 40 times a day through that Twitter account. If you want to get access to Grant, you want to ask him questions, guarantee you have a better chance of getting a hold of him via Twitter than you do any other mechanism that we have. You can follow Grant on Instagram as well. It's Grant Cardone is the Instagram account. So anything that you need from us to help you create more success for yourself, for your family, to create a better attitude, more confidence, more motivation, whatever we can do to help you out, all you have to do is raise your hand. We're committed to the people that are committed to us. The number in the office is 310-777-0255, 310-777-0255. If you're new to using the program and you want the perfect plan, call the office. We'll get you set up. If you've been using the program for a while, you see the value in it, but you want to crank it up, call the office. I have a plan specifically designed for people just like you. So again, my name's Jarrod Glandt. Whatever we can do to help you out, we're here for you. And again, tune in, stay posted. We're going to be shooting out an update for the next webinar that we're going to do, where we're going to dig in knee deep into the quick fix solutions piece of the program, show you how to get 5 more deals every month. So thank you so much, and happy selling.